everyone, and welcome to the channel. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back, and if you're new, thank you so much for joining me. Today I am going to talk to you about this bucket hat. Yes, so if you don't know anything about me, one thing about me is that I love hats. I don't care what type of hat it is, if it's a baseball cap, the beanie, this type of bucket hat, whatever. I love hats. So I just kind of went through YouTube and just looked to see who had what, and I came across Britt Brack's Fashions, I believe. I will put the name in the screen just to make sure that I'm putting down the right information, and I'll also link the information in the description box below. But she had it to just happen to have a tutorial and a free PDF pattern. So I went ahead and made it, and this here is the exact pattern. And then I also felt like I wanted one that was a little bit more floppy, so I extended the brim and made this floppier one. So again, there was a PDF pattern on her channel, and she also has a sew along. If you're not new to sewing, you don't need the sew along, but if you are, it will be a very easy pattern to make. There were 3 pattern pieces, and she used the woven fabric. This is denim, and it has a little bit of stretch to it. So my bigger one was a little bit wonky. I think it's because it had some stretch to it, and I didn't use stabilizer on the top or the band, but I still like it, and I like the floppiness of it. But it's only one pattern size, and like I said, I if I can fit it, anyone can fit it, because I do a lot up under these hats. Like, there's a lot going on, so, and it fits. So you'd be okay. But the instructions were easy to follow. Again, I used a little bit of a stretch denim, and she used a woven, and the only alteration that I made would be the fact that I did widen the band for the second hat. I had a yard of fabric, and I didn't want it to go to waste, so that's why I made 2 hats. This is the exact one from her video, and then the one with the bigger brim. And also, because I was being a little bit extra, I made a mask to go along with it. I made a wallet here, a little coin purse with cam snap and this here. And I made a wristlet with cam snaps again. And with this, you can like tuck your cell phone inside of it, some money. So I know the United States is still pretty much on a shutdown, but when you do go to a restaurant, instead of taking in your big purse, you can just take this in. And I've got this pattern a long time ago from Fabric Store Online, and I can also link that down below if that's something that you're interested in. So yeah, very easy make. It was very nice for me to be able to do this because as most people know, I had 2 children back to back, 1 year apart, and so I have not really been able to get to the sewing machine that often. But what I have been doing, of course, just like the whole entire United States of America, honestly probably the whole world, has been making masks. And I was okay with that. because it gave me instant gratification. The one thing about garments for me is that you don't really get that instant gratification because it takes, you know, it's a process. You know, you cut out the pattern, you cut out the fabric, you know, and then you make the garment, and then when it's done, it's done. It's a very good feeling. But when you make smaller things and have smaller projects, they come together quicker, and, you know, give you some satisfaction. So, you know, then, you know, once I got that satisfaction, I was like, okay, so the babies let me make masks, so I can make something else that's a little smaller and does not take a lot of time. And that is why I decided to make the hat. And like I said, I love hats. I wore it on the beach. And the only thing that I would do different next time to both hats is to make a strap. Like how most bucket hats have straps, I would make a strap, because when I was at the beach, it flew off 3 or 4 times. And, you know, so I had to remember to hold the top of my head so that it wouldn't fall off. But that's okay. That's a quick fix. I can just stitch some Velcro, those little circle Velcro things in there, make a strap, and just Velcro it in for when I do go back. So, you know, it's not a big deal. The one thing I will say too is that she mentioned that she has made this several times with her pattern, and she had, you know, and it always fits every single time, and she has no issues, and she uses woven fabrics. Now, I did initially try to align my fabric in just a regular cotton, and it did not fit. And I don't know, it could be something that I'm doing where, you know, pinning the circles together. I typically don't have any problems, and I'm, you know, I'm not like the, you know, like top of the line type sewist, but I'm not like bottom beginner either. So I don't know what that was all about. So I tried, so what I did was put in basting stitches to get it to, or gathering stitches I should say, to get it to fit. And so the circle, the actual top part, this top part had to be, of the lining that I used, had to be eased in. Well, that made it not fit my head. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna waste this, because when I tried this on without the lining, it was perfectly fine. So I took that off, and what I had was this here, was this knit fabric, if you can see it, in my stash, just sitting there. And so I said, well, you know what, it stretches, and I'm just gonna use this because I'm not gonna let it go to waste, and I'm not gonna let it defeat me, because I needed that instant gratification. I actually had this hat made a couple of weeks ago. My husband and I, we went to the beach, we took pictures, and he did, you know, the little clips that you've seen in here, but I just did not have the energy to sit down and actually, you know, talk about this because of everything that's going on with the world right now. You know, I just pray that everything gets better. I know it's only going to take some time, but it's been very, very, very disappointing and disheartening, you know, with everything that's going on. So that's why it took me some time to post this, but hopefully you enjoyed this video, you enjoyed the hat, and hopefully you'll make one too. Now that you have seen both hats, which is the one with the shorter brim, this one, or the hat that has a floppier brim, let me know in the comments below which one is your favorite. All right, well, thank you so much for stopping by, and if you enjoyed the content, give me a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed already, go ahead and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.